my old ways, needing to be the leader, needing to score. In any situation, I'm going to be good. Kevin, he's certainly been good for the Rockets.
A one-man wrecking crew, Doris. Thank you. Terry kicks to Brewer. Passes it to Kanan. Oh, good on the triple. And the Clippers' depth was a big help for him in the first round as the bench provided, I thought, Clark, a good punch for him against the Golden State Warriors.
You know, it's true, but they just didn't have enough in the tank to get by the Thunder in that second round of the playoffs and what was really, I thought, an entertaining back-and-forth series.
Timeout called, the Rockets.
Blake Griffin has been an all-star from his first season. He came in averaging 22 and 12. It's not always easy to improve on numbers like that, but Griffin, bit by bit, is doing just that.
Houston making some changes. Joey Dorsey's checked in for Howard. Smith comes in for Monty Eunice. And Trevor Ariza has subbed in for Corey Brewer. Cannon dishes to Ariza. Davis with the double team. Ariza with it. Guarded now by Barnes. 3 on the clock. Cannon. The 15-footer. Good. And the Rockets lead by 10.
And Griffin improving offensively. You know, defenses come slower. He's got short arms, relatively speaking, and that limits him as a shot blocker. But he can do better. You know, avoiding cheap fouls and reacting more quickly in help situations. I tell you, with his work ethic, there's no reason he can't get there.
Kanan kicks to Terry. Lets it go from deep. Nice D from Crawford. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Josh Smith. That's foul number 2 for him. Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Jordan comes in for Blake Griffin. And it's Farmo for Cole. And a switch here also for Houston. Harden's checked in.
James Harden with the most famous beard in the NBA. In fact, he leaves his barber in charge of trimming it, so you can give him all the credit or maybe the blame, depending on how you look at it.
And the Clippers making a change here. Douglas Roberts is checked in.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
But there was some style there, Kev. It was a pretty sweet one-handed flush.
In Harden, a relatively quiet demeanor. Some have even said moody, but clearly he's embraced his new leading role in Houston.
And he said as much himself. He looks at the Rockets as his team, and you can see it in his demeanor on the court. With that leadership comes responsibility, and I think he's ready to continue to step into that.
Here's Farmar. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding. They are piling up the assists.
Great D that time from Davis.
Well, he defended the shot, got back into play, and grabbed the board. Nice play.
Crawford outside. A fader. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's in a tight game here as we end the first half. Rockets lead by 5. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. We have seen an exceptional performance from Dwight Howard.
How about his scoring in the first half? I mean, he's looked like a different player out there today.
He really has, Steve. It's been a pleasant surprise for him, that's for sure. I mean, he really hit on something that worked in those first 2 quarters.
Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Kevin McHale. Harden and Ariza out on the perimeter. Smith out there with Howard. And it's Cannon in the point guard position.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim. Well, you know, not everybody was happy with Dwight Howard's signing in Houston. The Rockets starting center, Amir Ashiq, was not shy about expressing his displeasure. And, you know, I think that hung over the team for a while. And it wasn't until late in the season that was kind of put to rest.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Coach Doc Rivers certainly hasn't minced words since joining the Clippers. He's held each player accountable and defined roles. He told DeAndre Jordan he wouldn't run any plays for him, that he just wanted him to focus on defense. Jordan said, Doc knows how to reach people. There are egos on every team, and he knows how to control all of that. It's honesty. Refreshing, gentlemen.
Champion with the Celtics. He's one of the best coaches in the league. Thanks, Doris. And early on last season, the Rockets tried starting Dwight Howard and Ashiq together, but it didn't last.
Well, it worked defensively, Kevin, but on offense there just wasn't enough floor spacing. So from that point on, Kevin McHale would only use that combination against certain matchups. But for the most part, he went with a smaller format.
Paul kicks to Crawford. Here's Griffin. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And the offense just getting right to the rim, but at least they saved the layup with the foul.
That's old school basketball rules. I mean, at the end of the day, no easy layups. Earn it from the line.
J.J. Redick's checked in for Jamal Crawford. And the second free throw, good.
Well, you know, every time these two teams face off, it is Battle Los Angeles. For so long, the Lakers have really owned the city. But the Clippers looking to make up for lost time right now.
Here's Paul. James Harden picking up that last basket. Here's the 3. And the Clippers miss again.
Well, he did have a three-pointer in the first half, but so far here in the second, he's come up empty.
And a bit of controversy, guys. Last season, Doc Rivers had the Lakers championship banners covered up for Clipper home games.
I thought it was a smart decision, Kevin. I mean, you got to make it your home gym, and all they did was hang up banners of their own players. A smart move by Doc, and you know, the Clippers will forever be in the Lakers' shadow in L.A., regardless of the results of the games.
At the line for 2.
The Clippers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. With floor spacing, Steve, more important than ever in today's NBA, some have questioned the pairing of Griffin and Jordan in the Clipper frontcourt.
Well, I think it's worked out just fine. I think they could add a stretch four behind those two guys and maybe mix him in during the rotations. But all in all, Griffin and Jordan have played awfully well together at both ends of the floor.
And for the Clippers, their most potent offensive weapon is Chris Paul, coming off the pick and roll and attacking with great ball handling skills and vision. You want to create space for that, but defense more often than not will look to bring help from the front court, and that's when things really open up for Paul in terms of his options.
Shaky defense down low again. It's been a mismatch in the paint.
I'm sure they didn't go into this one expecting to get battered like they have inside.
Kicks it to Barnes. The 3. Good D by Ariza. And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. That is his first foul of the game. A different look for the Clippers. Chris Douglas Roberts checked in for Barnes. And it's Farmall in for Chris Paul. Here's Smith. And good on the basket. Book it. Smith's got 4 points this quarter.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Yeah, not a lot you can do defensively when they continue to get the ball inside and get these easy shots.
Defensive foul. J.J. Redick.
Well, Chris Douglas Roberts had bounced around since being drafted 40th back in the 08 draft, playing for different teams, time in the D-League in Italy. But picked up by the Bobcats last season, he played consistent minutes and really contributed.
Glenn Davis is checked in for Los Angeles. Houston also making some changes. Joey Dorsey's checked in for Howard. Brewer comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Cannon. The drive by Smith. And
I've been rapping for about 17 years, okay? I don't write my stuff anymore. I just kick it from my head, you know what I'm saying? I can do that. No disrespect, but that's how I am.
The 2K Sports pregame show, sponsored by Sprite.
Hey everybody, welcome.
welcome and happy holidays from 2K Sports. It's time for NBA action with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. This is Kevin Harlan. Looking at the last game for the Houston Rockets, it was a loss to the Spurs in San Antonio. And that's one they'd like to have back. A little more focus would have been enough. Just a 4-point loss.
And what stands out from that game, Clark, is that they let a lot of points slip through their fingers at the free throw line.
Yep, and I think some doubt started to creep in as well when they kept missing their foul shots. Guys seem to tighten up and start alligator arming those things.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. And so in the game for the Rockets, Beverly and Harden man the backcourt. Howard is out there with Montejunas, and it's Ariza in at the 3 spot. They grab their own miss, and that one's good.
That's some tenacity inside, battling for the second chance points.
Here is Paul. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Yes, a bit ago, Kevin McHale and I were able to catch up. I asked him about the difficulty defensively against a team that's so smart and controlled offensively. He said that's a great point. They really do a terrific job of executing their offense. Not a lot of miscues or missteps. We need to be just as disciplined if we're going to get the upper hand. And down 1-0 in the season series, guys. We'll see if they can even it up.
And Doris, thank you so much. And guys, how do you view coach's strategy in terms of limiting those shooters?
I think he's got the right idea. I mean, you've got to make the shooters as uncomfortable as possible.
Well, that's easier talked than walked, Steve. I mean, they rarely get rattled. They shoot with such great composure, even under the most intense defensive pressure. The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
Well, that's part of what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
The Rockets have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game.
You know, it took a little while, but at the Staples Center now, the team to fear is the Clippers. They were tough here at home last year.
Now here's Paul. He's coming off a 10-point game against Toronto.
And what an extraordinary display of passing in that game, too, Kevin.